Monster Rancher 2 is by far one of the greatest games ever made. Through its unique system of unlocking monsters, the true bond you develop with your monster companion, its one-of-a-kind combat system, and finally, it teaches young children life's darkest truth. Before you can understand why the unlockable system is so amazing, I have to give you some backstory in the world of Monster Rancher.
Fucking story time!
Before the continents broke away from each other, a huge disaster hit the earth, which threw the world into chaos. So everyone prayed to God for help, so he created new life forms. 'Cause humans and change go hand in hand, right? Sadly, God's algorithms were wrong, and the new life forms, or as we call them now, monsters, said "fuck you humans," and then proceeded to destroy everything the humans knew and loved. So God realized his mistake and sealed away these monsters into things called disc stones. So many years later, humans became more advanced and knowledgeable. Therefore, God decided to entrust humans with the secret of the disc stone. So back before the day of the iPod, the Netflix, and the Facebooks, households used to be littered with these things called compact discs. Yeah, I know. Actually buying a CD. What primitive assholes we used to be. But there was a silver lining. Every compact disc could be used in Monster Rancher 2 at the shrine, and each CD could contain one of the over 300 unlockable monsters in Monster Rancher 2. After realizing this, every CD becomes a mystery to you. What's inside my dad's Kiss album? My mom's DVD copy of Grease? My sister's One Direction CD. Oh. Well, at least it's Harry. I'm 100% positive that if you got this game tomorrow, you will hate yourself for buying the past 5 Michael Bublé albums on iTunes. After weeping like the sorry sack of shit you are, you will then haul you and your shitty music taste to the nearest CD clearance bin and buy every single fucking one of them. Now that your bank account has reached zero, your credit cards are maxed out, and you've spent the last 5 hours using every goddamn compact disc within the 200-mile radius, you no longer have the money or the dignity to do anything else but play this game. The ranch is where you will spend a majority of your time. The training is very straightforward. You pick a stat your monster needs, then choose the drill that increases that stat. And when that specific stat gets high enough, the drill for that stat becomes more difficult. You can also send your monster on an errand tree, which is an adventure simulator in which your monster explores beautiful locations and executes simple drills, such as run up an ice mountain, crack open a watermelon, and
For the love of God! What the fuck is it?
in an errand tree your monster will gain stats depending on the location you choose, and it will learn new abilities that can be used in combat. The downside, though, is that an errand tree lasts 4 weeks, and your monster has a higher chance of being injured. What differentiates Monster Rancher from other training simulators is that your monster can either pass, fail, cheat, or do great on a drill. Depending on if your monster does great or if it cheats, you can praise or scold it. You can also choose to do nothing and let that one fuck up slide, or you could choose to give your monster a fucking complex and force it to devote its life to impressing you. But be wary, these decisions will actually have an effect on your monster's life. I will gradually explain this over the extent of this video, but trust me, how you train, discipline, and feed your monster is a huge part of this game. This sense of parenting adds so much depth to the game. You actually care if your monster does well, and when it cheats, you're disappointed. You become sad and worried when it becomes sick. And when your monster wins, you feel like Mickey at the end of Rocky 2, just on top of the world. But the climb to the top is a battle all its own. Here we are, finally, the moment we've been waiting for, our first tournament. Now will be the best time for me to go over the combat system I mentioned earlier. In a match, you rely on a resource called Guts to perform your attacks, and depending on your monster, these can regenerate at different rates. And just to drive my point home even more, your monster's body type directly affects your monster's gut regeneration rate. So if you wanted to be the cool parent and let your monster stay up every night eating cake and Pringles, it's probably a fat shit and has the stamina of a 300-pound neckbeard infested 40-year-old virgin.
Well, wait, this looks like a side scroller Pokemon. There's only 4 moves.
Only 4 moves? Only 4 moves? Look at fucking this shit! Look at that shit. Look at that shit! This is the combat system you wish Pokemon had. Pikachu has more than 4 moves in the show, why can't he have more than fucking 4 moves in the game? As you can see, your monster's stats affect how he fares in a battle. If it doesn't have enough speed, it will never be able to dodge anything. And without skill, it won't be able to hit anything either. This means you have to find a fair balance between your monster's stats, so it's not a total glass cannon or a sad and sorry raidless tank. Or as we like to call them in Monster Rancher, caterpillars. The crowd echoes, cheering for Mogar. The final battle is about to begin. He moves into the Colosseum. To his surprise, he has to fight his twin brother. After all these years of being the runt of the litter, it is his time. It's his time to shine. All I can think of is how far he's come, the progress he's made. The road here was rough, but I know it'll be worth it very soon. The crowd becomes silent as the trumpets sound. It's time. Give them hell. Wow, Mogar, that shit was circus worthy. It was intense. Well, have a good night's rest, man. You sure deserve it. Oh, you mean I didn't mention that your monster could die? Yeah, this game is fucking deep. Imagine being 8 years old and spending the past 3 days coming home after school to play Monster Rancher. And on the 4th day, you put your monster to sleep and no more than 2 minutes later you're balls deep in this fucking shit. This game cuts no corners on making sure you understand the true meaning of death. At least when your parents come home and find that Fido played car chicken, they tell you ran away or joined the dog circus. But no, that's weak shit for this game. This game throws you in a pit with a stake in your best friend's heart and says, deal with it. Well, Mogar, you had a good run. Now I'm gonna miss you, man. Good night, my sweet prince, and may flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry it took me so long to make a video. I know, I suck. Be sure to check out some of our other videos on this channel. They'll be linked around the screen. I don't know where to fucking put them, but they'll be linked somewhere. Yeah, so rate, comment, subscribe. Have a good night.
Holy
Swing
fucking Santa!
low, sweet chariot.